Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I'm going to give my response to a comment that was put on my video about the tragic death of Kriegal. Now a quick thing before we get started, you can obviously see I've changed my setup. I've got a new microphone here to hopefully give better audio, and the reason I've made the change to the setup is basically I want the channel to be a bit more conversative. I want you guys to feel kind of welcome to respond a lot easier. So, and hopefully you guys do respond a lot easier, because I hope you guys do find it easier to do, because I am interested to see what you guys think about some of the topics that I've done. Now this comment comes in from someone called Reverie Diverge, and she does make quite a few good points with regard to some of the issues that are surrounding this case, around leniency, anonymity, and punishment in a lot of ways. So here's the comment. Anna had no privacy, no second chances. She died needlessly just so those psychopaths could live their sexual fantasy. They get lifelong anonymity, all the second chances, still get to see their families, and will have new IDs to date women in the future who will not realise they are dating some of the most effed up people in Ireland. How is that justice? How come they get privacy and comfort and to carry out their sadistic fetish, but she had to suffer horrendously, and her family too? There is no justice. I hope people of Lucan remember the faces of those psychos when they are let out in 4 years, and I pray that they will be buried alive. R.I.P. Anna Kriegal. I'm sorry Ireland let you down. Bring in the death penalty for broken people like those boys. To which I responded, I 100% agree with you. In my opinion, they should never be let out of prison. Unfortunately, the justice system in this country is not very good at justice. The fact that the idea is even there of possibly letting them out after what they did to us says it all, really. I do hope that that changes quickly. To which she responded, it's not just Ireland, it's the sick world we live in. You would think they learned that James Balger's murderers couldn't be rehabilitated, one of them going on to be a paedophile after the release. It does not work. If this is the level of evil that some baby-faced teens only a year out of primary school can commit, then what the hell will they be capable of the older they get? There is no rehabilitating psychopaths. They are proven to be defective and unable to feel empathy or remorse. The kindness they deserve is a bullet to the head. So, Reverie brings up a couple of good points there. There's a bit of emotion in it, but in terms of this case, it's not surprising that there's as much emotion in it as there is. The first point that she makes is the fact that for serious crimes, there's a lot of leniency in sentencing. And that is a fact. We see cases all the time where there's horrific crimes done, but they'll get let out so early. I mean, even for some of them, like in this case, they should never be let out of prison. Never. Because when they come out, they will always be a danger to society. And she does actually make a good point she gives a possible reason. It's not really a possible reason, it is the reason why a lot of them are let out early, and the reason why the sentences are so short in the first place. It's the idea that those responsible can be rehabilitated. Now, I believe people can change. However, I do know a couple of people in my life who can't change. And do I think these people can change? No. Because first off, yeah, psychopaths, it's how can they change? And second of all, do they want to change? I don't think they do. And that's where the problem is. They have to want to change in order for you to get anywhere with it. And so, it's kind of sad, isn't it? The second point that comes up is the idea of anonymity for those convicted of serious crimes. Now, my idea on this is pretty simple. Before and during a case, both parties, I think, should be anonymous. Now, if convicted, those responsible should lose that anonymity. Now, the reason these boys were given anonymity were because they were kids. Now, it is my opinion that if you do something that horrendous to someone, you're not a kid. So, I don't think they should be anonymous. The justice system is too concerned with protecting these people, I think. Right? They're more concerned with protecting those who are convicted of these kinds of crimes than are actually concerned with protecting the public, protecting the people who shouldn't have these crimes committed on them in the first place. And so the burden of of responsibility for protecting these people is so far to one side that they seem to lose the big picture. I think, if you want to protect the public, leave them in prison for the rest of their lives. I think Reverie is right. I don't think they can be rehabilitated. They can't change, I don't think. But if you want to protect them as well, that's the thing. Don't let them out, because that protects the public, and it protects them from the public. Because, you can even in the James Baldur's case, where if they're let out, John Venables is let out, which is the anonymous identity that one of them was given. That if that happens and go here is John Venables, everyone, they won't get 5 seconds outside the prison gates, really. And so that's keeping them in prison is really the safest option for both sides, the public and for them, even though I don't think they should care about protecting them in a lot of ways. Now, the third point that Reverie brings up is the punishment. Now, it's interesting with regard to, she brings up the death penalty a lot, that these people should be put to death. Now, in my opinion, the death penalty, I'm a bit 50-50 on this, because the death penalty is a pretty serious thing, and I am, Donald Trump recently brought it back in the US, and I'm not gonna lie, I do disagree with that. I don't think the death penalty is a moral punishment, because if you kill those who kill people, what makes you different? You can do it under the guise of justice, but it's not really the right way to go. So, I hope you guys like this video. I do think Reverie does make a lot of good points. Yes, there's a bit of emotion in that argument, but it's next to impossible not to be emotional with such a serious case like this. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you guys have an opinion on this, I do know a lot of you definitely do, put it in the comment section down below. I am really interested to hear what you guys think about it. Also, subscribe if you like the content that I make. And also, don't forget to hit that bell icon so you guys get notified of my latest content. And last but not least, I hope you like the new setup. I hope to invite you guys to interact a lot more, because that's kind of the point. I want this to be a bit more conversational. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.